Sorry about that. I don't know. Sometimes I forget sometimes when I press the button. But we have pressed the button. So we are streaming now. Whenever you want to show up, buddy. There you go. Alright. So we're back to... You alright, Dark? How you doing? Okay, again, sorry it's going to be a boring episode. I'll just tell you that straight away. I'm still testing something very important with the teleportation stuff. So I don't think you're going to like it. Sorry about that. Nothing I can really do about that, though. Oh, so we're back. Well, I can really hear my chair. Oh, well, I guess it just means I got a good microphone. Okay. But yeah, like I say, just more testing of this stuff. I appreciate it's a little bit boring, but the thing is I'm learning stuff. Each time I'm getting more and more stuff with it, so I can't like pretend I'm not. Because I am. Last time... Let's see, whereabouts are you at, buddy? Yeah, interesting. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Basically, I looked about what happened last time, and I realised that what was actually happening is that there was a moment in the video, in the stream last time, where I lowered the time it takes to teleport the player over, and that was the moment when the performance started to dip. And I didn't actually realise that at the time, but when I thought back on it, I was thinking it was funny how like at the second half of this, like things went like worse than the first half, and I realised it was because of what I just said, right? So I'm hoping that's the case anyway, so we're going to find out if it is. It should be the case, but we never know it. You're just randomly there. So basically, this is what I noticed, right? You can see that these have all been set down to 1 tick again, whereas originally they were at the full range. And I think that was what the problem was. Because the character wasn't able to get over there quickly enough. Are we on reset already? Right. So, funnily enough, it feels like I did actually set it probably for a decent range here. So we're going to see what happens. What I'd like to do, if I could... what do we have written in the scene, in the first scene? So that's in the first scene. Yeah, what I felt like the thing about like I noticed this as well. This is something I didn't realize before, but if you click on certain elements, it will actually highlight other elements in the script. So that's cool. This is obviously just a repeat of what it says in scene C1 here. But there's different reasons for it. And the main reason is that I don't believe... I feel like starting with a move 2, I think is not a great thing to do. And it shouldn't really be visible. But this was something that I worked out in the last episode. You can see like I've actually like improved the methodology each time. By having an additional scene here, it means I'm not constantly... Basically, I want to constantly try to make sure the timing is better. That way we won't get situations where things go out of sync too much. So there's that. Okay, let's have a little run through. You can see it works much better now, right? I don't know why I stopped there. And the reason it works better is because I've got that delay. When I had it faster, he was constantly disappearing. And I think I need to keep that delay in, which means that the thing is, what it really means is that the loading screen issue is going to be, I have to have a loading, it has to be time for it to load, right? When he arrives there. He has to load up the chunk so that when I TP there, it doesn't mess it up. This is the problem though, because he is here now. This bit doesn't necessarily matter though, I guess. If I can get it to work, and this is the only problem, if I can get it to work multiple times in a row. So we're going to try, we can try and do it 5 times in a row. So first attempt, apart from that, but again, that was not necessarily like, I'm trying to think like why that wouldn't have worked though. It is an interesting one. It could just be that I'm TPing too fast. If I like waited, maybe because that's what I'm realizing is that probably is what happened. If you TP too fast, basically the NPC disappears. I didn't TP that fast though. It could also be that the scene was still running. There's various things that could be. But I just want to see like if we can get this to work like multiple times in a row, because I don't think I've really been able to achieve this yet. And we still haven't achieved it. That's a shame. Do we need to make it even slower? I feel it really is a case of that. So we're going to just go on. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Again, he's here and he's not showing up. It could be maybe that I need to unload the camera as well. Maybe the camera hasn't finished doing some of its tasks. So I could maybe put an unload. Would that improve performance? It might. It's very hard to get consistent results from this though. We'll keep trying though. I could do a extra delay as well so it doesn't start the camera until a bit later. Should we just keep going, like try and get it, just wait longer? Because I feel like that must be the answer. Let's like wait a little bit here. Or is that... I'm not sure the waiting thing is that important. I think it's to do with the loading stuff. Can I... isn't there not like a reload sort of function? What do we have in the config here? I wonder what it says. Yeah, so there is actually a thing that I could do. I wonder what the freezing thing does. Okay, so that just returns it. So I could do this, obviously. Okay, let's change it to false. So this is at 0. I wonder if that would give it an update. Probably not, but you never know, right? Let's just put it over. I'll put it at 4 just in case. Let's see if I can freeze them in place here. So here's the thing, right? I don't need to set this as... Oh no, I keep forgetting you have... Alright, wait. Take this. I'm still not that comfortable with the like really basic stuff, to be honest. Really? I don't know if it will work, to be honest. I don't know why I would think this would work. Isn't there like a real... I just would love to get like a... What was the clone? I mean, I could take. I mean, that's the thing. If you could clone it, maybe that's the solution. You don't even TP the NPC, just clone it. What's in there? The other bit. What does this one do? I don't really understand what that does. Huh. Okay, this used to, you'd have to just set it, right? The only one I don't know what I didn't check out schema, I don't think. Interesting. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Lucky I didn't destroy everything there. In fact, I didn't destroy anything. That's very fortunate. Not to worry. We can just move this. Alright, that doesn't actually mess up anything at all, so it's fine. Fortunate. Very fortunate. Okay. I don't know. I was hoping this would work. The only other thing I could think of is just reduce the duration of this. I just want to see there's a way I can get the performance to be more, just to work every time. And I think we have to do it 3 times in a row. Let's say 3 times in a row. We could say 5. We'll see anyway. Tough. That is tough. Is it me or is this number changing all the time? We're really not able to keep him over the TP, are we? Buddy. This is not good to keep on reloading it. There's one thing I'm realizing as well. Where are you, dude? Oh, right. You actually were there all along. Let's change some of these up around as well. So this... we got that, yeah? Let's go repeater. I always get a bit worried when doing that in creative. Okay. Something weird happened there. You know, the side of the house this time? Let's try this then. I think it was in config, right? Doesn't seem to affect it. There's no reload button, just to confirm this. Is there a way to... Let's see what happens if I do that. Was he there all along? I don't think so, right? The problem is that his Y level is too high here. We need to make him... What is this Y level? Like, if we make it like 88, it'll be fine. 87 even. Okay. Could just make this even longer, right? I suppose that would have been the problem. I doubt it. That looks like it's not ending quickly enough. I think it isn't. Yeah. I often find it. I do find it weird that like that doesn't bring it back, the F3 and A thing. Hmm. Okay, he's in the right spot now at least. Okay. So what's going wrong is I'm not getting back to. You see, I should be teleporting from the place where my character is standing, which is right in front of the switch. So we'll just increase the duration of this to something more reasonable, about 260. Actually, no, I want to decrease it, don't I? Sorry. Let's just do a very quick one. Let's do like 120 for now. Okay. Don't believe you need to press save on that. Well, that's better, but this is not better. Is it that the TP is occurring? I just feel there's a certain order of doing things that will work, and I'm still not quite there yet. So certainly when it worked the best is when I could actually see the guy TPing. I think the best thing to do would be just to extend this length here. So let's do that. Not by a huge amount. At this point, I'm just, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy sometimes what happens there. Obviously running this is perhaps messing it up. One thing's for sure, it's making it very... every single time he's going straight back to the beginning here, which is good. So I'm not sure I really want to update that. I just wonder if I'm like almost at the sweet spot here. And if so, why? I just feel it shouldn't be like this. And I'm just not sure why it is. Again, the TP is happening too fast. We're going to get slowed down soon, I think. Which I'm not looking forward to. Basically, he's already registering while I'm still in the camera. I've already reduced the length. Oh no, I didn't reduce the length. So if I do this, it's a 120. When I go back into the camera, it is still 120. It's just difficult with the disappearing thing. I wish they didn't just disappear like that. But it is to do with the chunk loading. If I kept both chunks loaded, I could do it more accurately. Should we just check to see? Well, I really don't want to keep both chunks loaded though. I guess it might make more sense to do that though. Yeah, should we just keep both chunks loaded? If I can just put like a chunk loader in the other one. The problem is that that's short. I guess if we only have 2 chunks loaded at once, we can unload them as we go through it. It does add a bit more complexity. But it's just that I won't need to worry about this so much. Getting this perfectly. Alright, we're just going to do you. And we're going to make you a chunk loader. And that's it, right? I wonder if you could use FTB utilities to do the chunk loading stuff. What was the... wasn't it in... No, it wasn't that. It was... I'm trying to remember which button it was, yeah. Huh. Maybe I haven't set it up correctly then. It's something for a number. Does it not just chunk load it? Guess we'll find out soon enough. It shouldn't really be a problem if that is if. But how do we remove them? Because the thing is, it's not going to always be here. Maybe I should just use the NPC chunk loaders then. But I'd have to summon, basically I'd have to summon a chunk loader. Because I don't want it chunk loaded all the time. Because look, I can literally put like, there's nothing really in here anyway. I could literally put like chunk loaders here and everything will be fine, won't it? I could just massively simplify this and stop doing all this pointless stuff. Yeah, I mean, that was actually broken. I forgot to... we didn't actually move that time. BC's there now. It's all just smoother with the chunk loading. For some reason this has stopped working properly though. That is odd. Yeah, you see the problem is like... oh wait, he's coming back. He come back again, but... funny if he comes back again. No, he's not coming back again, is he? Something went wrong the first time that he only did it properly the second time. Isn't that weird? That's a weird thing. Funnily enough, that is the one delay I might keep in because that delay, it means... what's weird is that it's not resetting it properly. Oh, you know what it is? It's because I don't think I should do it like that. It looks like it's only doing reset. I think it's maybe executing these at the same time. Let me just check one more thing then. If I do the start here. But I'm going to have to try to... I need to get rid of these NPCs, right? There must be like an alternative way to get the chunk loading better than this. I feel like I could just use something like a mod for this, maybe. It might be easier. Might just do some other... Why is that on? Is that its automatic state or what? No. Why does it automatically turn on like that? Will it do that with this? Oh, I know why. Because yeah. See, that one goes off, and this one doesn't go off. That is odd. But weirdly, it works with that. I wonder why that is. Have I got it in here? So I think this is the best solution, to try to chunk load it. To chunk load the NPCs first. So something like this. And then try and control where the chunk... Okay, it's better than that. I think I might have just changed this thing. I just want to check something with him. Yeah, it feels more comfortable doing it like this. Because it actually works better. Yeah, this is actually just... I just messed this up. It's actually working how I intended it to. It's just I stopped him walking there for some reason. Oh no, he is supposed to walk there actually. He is supposed to walk there. I don't know why he's not walking properly. I think it's just because of the... Yeah, I don't know why actually. I really don't know why that is. But basically what we need to do then is when we're... I feel like if we're going through a map, there need to be a spot where you leave the area and you take away the NPC. The fact there is this, right? One of the interesting things is this... if you look at this... you You see, they have a value called home, right? So I believe if you killed the NPC and did a no respawn, you might actually be able to get rid of its chunk loading properties. So that's definitely something to check out, isn't it? I think we are going to use the chunk loading stuff because it's going to make things so much easier. But basically, we need to load the. Say you go into a room, you go into the room. At that moment, you do the chunk loading, and then by the time you're doing the quest, everything's already set up, basically, or the the camera work or whatever. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Let's. I guess there's not too much more to talk about today. Then we need to focus on. I need to look at the chunk loading stuff, but I'm just thinking one more. We'll massively simplify this. This is excessive. This was purely to try to get it work without chunk loading, which I didn't really succeed in doing consistently. Is there some sort of problem here? You're not moving. What? Oh yeah, it's because it keeps on finding. Huh. I think we're getting some problems with the loading at this point. But it's because I've been loading too many chunks. Okay, maybe not. I don't know. Once we start getting problems with that, it's not like I don't really see that as a big problem because it's just testing. This I see as more of a problem of why that is not working properly. But the fact that he moves and then I think what I find interesting is he moves only on one axis. And I feel he's going to come back again. I mean, you know what's happening? I'm just doing that and then he comes back. But that isn't really indicative of what should be happening. Yeah, it's kind of weird. The first time you get there, it doesn't really work properly. Honestly, though, it doesn't feel like having the chunk loaders there is making much difference. I think for next time, I'm going to check out the chunk loading stuff again. It's just very, I think like, yeah, we'll look at more stuff with the chunk loading. And we'll just keep trying to optimize and improve everything. Okay, that's all. Oops.